Hi everyone, it's Avril here from AvieArt. Today we're going to put together a perfect pop-up from the Made to Surprise range, and we're just going to quickly go through how to assemble it once you've all of the pieces laid out. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to have everything cut and coloured. So for example, your elephant or your hippopotamus or whatever you're going to put in your card, you're going to want to have them stamped, coloured and cut out. And once you have that done, and the other elements that you need to cut out, you're ready to assemble your card. So I'm going to put together this birthday card here first. I've got the background piece, which has got the two little cuts in the card, and we're going to use that to put through our pull tab. Now you need really good heavy card for this pull tab. If it's not really heavy enough, you might need to glue 2 or 3 tabs together. So what you do then with that is that you feed it in through the first little hole here, and it goes out through the back of the card, and then you're going to feed it back in through the second cut here, so that you end up with this here. With your elephant or your hippopotamus or your elf or your snowman or whatever you're going to use here, you're going to attach this onto the end of your tab here, and to do that I'm going to use a little bit of double-sided sticky tape. You can use glue as well, but you just need to make sure that it's well dried before you actually start running the mechanism. I'm just going to do a tiny little bit here. Now I'm going to put this right on the end of the pull tab here, and I'm going to try and make sure that I don't get any of the adhesive over the edges of the pull tab so that it will stick to the back paper here. Got to give that a good rub down there to make sure it's good and stuck to the back. And I lift off that, and I'm going to put whatever I'm going to pop out of my card just stuck on there like that. So now that works as your stopper as well, so you'll see that when you pull the tab, the card will move. This will move up and down the card. So what we need to do now is we need to hide behind either a cupcake or a pudding, whatever you feel like. So I'm going to do this one as a birthday cake. So I have cut a sort of cake shape here from a little bit of plain card. The pudding element, or the pudding side of things, comes at this shape, and you can easily make this into a cupcake shape by just snipping off the edges here and here, and that just changes the shape from a sort of pudding shape to a cupcake shape. So then I also put a stamp on here which just says a trunk full of birthday wishes. So I'm going to use a foam tape to put this to my backing paper here, and I'm just going to turn it over, and on the back of this I'm going to stick 2 foam tabs on either side, just at the edges. You don't want to put anything in the center here, because that is where your elephant is going to be hiding, and you need to have that cleared so that your elephant can move up and down and surprise out of the cake. So there we go, that is foam tape on either sides of the cake, and I'm going to lay it down here now on my card without taking the backing tape off just yet. I'm just going to make sure that if I had this down here, that the elephant is going to freely pop up and down here. And if the elephant gets stuck along the sides here, you'll need to make sure that you adjust where you're after putting these foam pads. So I'm just going to remove the release tape from these and stick this to the backing card, because I know that that's going to move freely now. I find a tweezer is really good to get these release tapes off, because you can get quite stuck to them. Now, just going to make sure that this is in some way straight when I put it on. There we go. And my elephant should move freely. There we go. So now I'm free to decorate the card. Now I can do whatever I want with this at this stage. I am going to put a nice big frosting bit on the top. The one thing you want to be careful about with this is that don't put something up so high that when you pull this out here, you're actually going to lose the effect. Actually, what I'm going to do with this one is I'm actually going to cut a small little bit off of the end of this so that I can bring it down a little bit further. So if I just get the scissors to this and cut a little bit off of this. You can see now that when I place this on here, my elephant is a little bit less lost. I could take it down a little bit further again actually, but I will cut off these edges just here. So let me do that. This is going to be behind the frosting, so it doesn't need to be 100% perfect. So now I can bring my frosting down a little bit further. I'm still going to take a little bit more off the side. Okay, that looks good. Can we bring it down a little bit further? Yeah, we can go again over this side. Excellent. Okay, yeah, that's good. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to stick this down here. Again, you want to be careful that you're not going to put the glue on the top of this, whereby you will end up sticking it to the elephant. So actually what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put the glue onto the actual cupcake case here across the top here. Don't need too much glue on this, because the last thing you want is for it to be squishing out the sides and for you not to be able to move the elephant. I can see here where I have the line from the card where the glue needs, where the glue can go under, so I know that this element here can be glued. I'm going to push this right down and get as much of the elephant showing as possible. Oops. Okay. Actually, let me lift that again. Still have a tiny little bit of my cupcake showing over here, so I'm just going to chop that off. Okay, so there we go, a cupcake with the elephant outside of it. You can do any sort of decoration here, like let's say for example if you wanted to give the elephant a hat, you could do this kind of thing here. Again, the only thing you need to make sure is that if you push this down, it will be hidden behind the cake. So if I push that right down there, I can see that that would be hidden behind the cake. So I think I'll give my elephant here a little bit of a hat. Don't want to cover her eyebrows there now. Well, a little bit. It's okay. Just going to make sure that that still goes behind the cupcake. I'm going to push it down a little bit because it does slightly peep. There we go. So now you can't see her behind the cupcake. So next what I might do is I might should we give her a mask? No, I think I like her eyes showing. I don't think I need a mask on this. What I will do though is I will give the cake a cherry. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on this. I'm going to stick it over here where this little bit of cupcake is actually, or this little bit of the casing is still showing here. So I'm going to stick that on there. And again, you want to make sure that you're not adhering anything to the backing card here so that you still have the element being able to move freely. There we go. Do we need anything else on this? That might be a bit fun to have a party tab on this. I'm actually going to take a small little bit off the top of the hat here. Excellent. I think that might be nice if we had. Nah, I'm going to leave that off. So there we go. That is now ready to stick to my card. So for that I'm going to use a 6x6 card blank, and I'm going to adhere it on the back with double-sided sticky tape. And the one thing I want to make sure is that I don't cover the runner in the center. So I want to make sure that I don't put any adhesive tape around here. So I'm going to put my double-sided sticky tape on the sides there. There we go. And that's ready for my card blank. Just going to lift off the backing tape. And lay it down square on the card. There we go. So there's your card. Now we can also do a Christmas version of this card. So instead of having a cupcake, I'm just going to have a pudding. It's just going to be the same way of putting it together, and it's just going to look slightly different. And I've got another elephant here, but I've got different elements for her at this stage. I've got a Santa hat and some holly for her pudding and that. So I'm just going to very quickly put that together. So there you have it, folks. I decided to add some little crystals to this so that they look like sprinkles on the top of the cake. So we have a birthday version of this card with our pop-out elephant. And then we also have a Christmas version of the card, again with our pop-out elephant. There we go. Thank you, everybody. Bye.